Thank you, Marco.
Do you have a clicker?
Oh, do we have a clicker? Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Markus, it is a true privilege and pleasure working with you and being on stage here with you today. You are the CFO of DeepL, which you have joined about 2.5 years ago, plus minus. Yeah. Back then, the company had about 130 employees.
Yes.
However, you were one of the first MBAs, and together with Jarek have grown it and led it to a very impressive company, 700 employees now. You're back, 750? Oh, sorry, it was last month, right? And you have been an investment banker at Goldman, Morgan Stanley, yeah. and then ran Contentful as CFO. And to me, you really are the perfect CFO for DeepL because at the same time, super humble.
Thank you.
And world class. So, speaking of success, breeding success, thank you, Marco, for helping the ecosystem to become what it is and go into the future. We need you, and yeah, success breeds success. So let's zoom out on the macro level a bit before handing over to you and DeepL. Let's remind ourselves where we are. The top 10 companies by market cap in the US, you know those, right? Huge tech companies approaching the 3 trillion market cap, 2 of them, Apple and Microsoft, already there. And all of those companies, more or less, are really young compared to the 100-plus-year-old dinosaurs in Europe, where the top market cap has been reached by a Danish company, which I think is a great news because a small company can bear such giants. However, we should produce more than handbags and alike. And so we're not going to complain and mourn, but there's opportunity. Let's look at Europe itself. Now, 330 million in the US compared to 500 million plus in Europe, with more Nobel Prize laureates. We should and will create gigantic companies here. And what in the past, and that is our hypothesis at B2venture, has been a disadvantage in Europe was that a lot of power laws linked to the huge homogeneous market in the US, a lot of capital, which is fluid now, coming to Europe and being in Europe, and then all kind of barriers in the US, in Europe, which we haven't had in the US. And one of those barriers is language barriers, and that's the one you are tearing down. Markus, what is your vision with and for DeepL?
Thank you, Florian. Yeah, so at DeepL, we are building a leading AI player, a communications company that helps break down those language barriers. We cater to a broad range of end users, from individuals to companies, but then also I put it down as computers because we have an API offering. Everybody who is technically versed can build on top of DeepL or can embed DeepL in their product, in their technology. So overall, we believe that Europe is a multicultural, multi-language continent, and so that has served us well as a breeding ground for building such a company.
So, what is the secret of DeepL? Can you tell us a bit about that?
First off, it's a broad range of applicable use cases. Yeah, so you can really use DeepL for your daily communication, but you can embed it also in your e-commerce website. It's often used for very technical translations or legal documents. So the breadth of use cases makes it tricky to really boil it down to one thing, but if you ask me for a secret ingredient, it would be our absolute focus on quality. Yeah, quality leads to adoption, leads to growth, leads to all those good things that come after. So if you put DeepL's, and I've got a slide on that, if you put DeepL's translation next to other machine-translated texts, and you can do that double-blind, yeah? You can randomly select text, you can put it randomly in front of professional translators, ask them what sounds more human, what sounds more fluid, what has less errors, DeepL will stand out. And that is, I would claim, we would claim, is our biggest advantage and a massive driver of growth.
So we have a huge vision. We have lots of use cases, world-class quality. So that sounds like ingredients for a good business. So how about the commercial side of things?
Sure. And maybe I'll combine that real quick with something that was just announced 2 days ago. Yeah? The Swiss government announced that they have completed their RFP and tender process, where they evaluated their next couple of years translation provider, machine translation provider. And they did exactly what I just described that we do internally. They actually took their own texts from all across the Swiss government institutions, put them through the variety of offerings out there, and in the end, and it's published by their press release on Monday, decided for DeepL based on the quality. That said, you asked for the business model, like, okay, nice that we have great quality. They're actually paying us for it. So the contract that we won, just that one contract, is worth 1.9 million Swiss francs. So it's really, they're really embedding it through our licenses, through our seats, but also through the API that we're offering across the entirety of the Swiss government.
And I'm a very happy taxpayer, I can tell you. I think this is boosting productivity in the administration part of the world. So yes, great. However, I mean, the company is growing fast. So how do you explain that? What's the connection to growth now?
Yeah, so it's being able to attract any type of customer, yeah? Be it the individual, be it the student at university. They would typically use a free product, but like you can go from individual license all the way to thousands of licenses and big implementations. And creating that fandom, creating that virality, it's really just a powerful combination of the quality we put out, the ease of use of the product. We're very, very focused on UI, on making sure that what the user has at hand really helps them become productive. And so that, combined with now the enterprise opportunity, the large deployment opportunity that we're going about, has actually led us to, over the past 3 years, move from a single-digit euro million revenue business to a triple-digit euro million revenue business. We've really embraced the B2B opportunity out there. And now, I brought one more slide on that. If you look at that virality, it's typically starting with individuals who rave about the product, yeah? who say, I want to use it, who then inside a company say, okay, we need to use this product over any other provider out there. And so this has actually led us to fantastic growth in a variety of countries. And you see the growth in Asia. You see Japan just going through the roof. You see the one that's growing even faster. We just launched a couple of months ago. It's South Korea. The immense traction we're getting in countries where the complexity of language relative to English, for example, is high, that are heavily integrated internationally. This is where DeepL excels, where DeepL can help unlock a lot of opportunity for our customers and therefore also for us. So that's how we break down language barriers.
So, okay, all good and fine, but how about OpenAI and co we just heard about, and what do you have in the pipeline?
Yeah, so I think people don't quite know, but we also run our own tech stack, our own infrastructure. We've been getting the second delivery of the NVIDIA H100s, have built one of the largest supercomputers in the world. It's ranked 34 in the world. So we're really competing with those players, but they are generalists. We are more specialized. We are targeting the language use case. We don't need to augment it with additional information that you could find on the web that could be hallucinated, but we're really focusing on helping you translate better, write better in your native language. We have a writing assistance out there. And this is sort of the next frontier. We're going to release a lot of things over the next couple of quarters. Voice. Yeah, voice is the frontier that we're really pushing. So combine that with the usability that is focused on those communication use cases. And we've been going against Google for the last 5 years, so we may as well go against other big players out there as well.
I'm super confident. And as a last word, where are we going to be in 5 years?
Well, we will be building a global AI champion, but we will build it in Europe.
Thank you, Markus. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Marco.